A prisoner serving a sentence for a string of terrifying gunpoint carjackings has been given more jail time after a guard spotted him sharpening an improvised 6-inch knife through his cell window. On the way into work, a judge dismissed Leon Denu's claim that a guard had encouraged him to arm himself after he alleged an officer had left open his cell door so another inmate could throw a boiling kettle of boot polish over him. A prison officer on his way into work raised the alarm when he spotted Denu, 31, sharpening the weapon on the window ledge of his cell at HMP Manchester on September 27 last year. Prosecutor Simon Barrett told Manchester Crown Court on Wednesday. When colleagues went to the cell, Denu, serving a long sentence for a string of horrific carjackings, handed over the weapon which had a sharp edge and a point, the court was told. Denu told the prison officers he made the weapon to protect himself as he had been threatened the previous night by a prisoner, said Mr. Barrett. The weapon was a 6-inch piece of sharpened metal fashioned into a knife, said the prosecutor. Denu, the court heard, had 27 sets of previous convictions for 59 offenses and, at the time he was caught with the knife, he was serving an extended 13-year sentence handed down at Hull Crown Court for a criminal spree, including some knife-point robberies. He and a pal put a string of carjackings across Hull, pointing an imitation gun in the faces of terrified drivers and ordering them out of their cars. Hull reported at the time. He started smoking cannabis when he was just 9 years old and would regularly drink alcohol from the age of 12. He left school with no qualifications and has never held down a permanent job, Hull Crown Court was told. The defendant was in isolation at the time he was found with the knife at HMP Manchester and was considered a vulnerable prisoner because he had received threats from other inmates, said Denu's barrister Keith Jones. He said his client was locked in his cell for all but 20 minutes each day. His client claimed one prison guard during an informal conversation had told him to arm yourself with a weapon, Mr. Jones told the court. Despite being behind a locked door in isolation, Denu had boiling boot polish from a kettle thrown at him which had caused significant permanent scarring across his left arm, said Mr. Jones. The only way that door can be unlocked is by a prison officer, he said. Judge Goddard Casey said these were fantastical submissions, and when she inquired whether prison records had been obtained or if any complaint had been made about the alleged attack for the defense, Mr. Jones conceded he only had the testimony of his client. Mr. Jones said the knife was never taken out of the cell and that it was sharpened. Judge Goddard referenced the defendant's extensive criminal record including that he was serving a sentence which assured knives being used in robberies.